Wednesday, March 9th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here with a wet forecast coming up for the next 24 to 36 hours as a very dynamic storm system is actually getting a little bit stronger as it pulls on into our region, and there's been a lot of rain and some thunderstorms with this already. Let's go to the radar imagery. Now, this is the radar from 5 a.m., and at that point in time, just a little bit of light rain in the Piedmont, some light to occasionally moderate areas of rain in parts of the mountains and the foothills, but the really significant rain has been stretching back from parts of Ohio and western West Virginia down into Kentucky, Tennessee, and then it really got pretty heavy down into parts of Alabama, central and southern Mississippi, and down into parts of Louisiana as well. The rain really piling up. More on that in just a second. There's the temperatures this morning. Now, kind of an interesting temperature forecast today. We're going to get kind of an in situ wedge type of deal in place. Some cool, dry air as some rain is moving in. So it's going to be a slow temperature climb in the I-85 corridor on up through the foothills today, with some foothills and Virginia border areas probably staying in the 40s all day, and then everybody else slowly climbing up into and through the 50s. And then actually temperatures keep right on climbing as we go through the course of the night. All right, let's go on now and take a look at the watch, warning, and advisory situation here. And there you go, the lighter shade of green down in Alabama, Mississippi, those are active flood and flash flood warnings. The deeper shade of green, that's where there are currently flash flood watches in effect. That does include a good chunk of the Charlotte Metro, the Triad, the mountains, the foothills, and a good chunk of the upstate as well, basically along into the north and west of I-85. All right, day one convective outlook. There's the early morning day one outlook, a couple of sea-text areas north of this slight risk that's around the Gulf Coast. I think we will have to closely watch the storms tonight, this evening and tonight around here. Tremendous dynamics in play, and so all it's going to take is just a little bit of instability bubbling up into this region to have a problem with some damaging winds and a few isolated tornadoes. There's the wind probability as well. So we'll have to watch those storms very carefully this evening and tonight. All right, there's the upper air chart today. This is, again, I mentioned the strengthening system. Notice this energy diving into the backside of this trough. That's really going to tighten this up, and it turns kind of negative tilt as it pulls into our area tonight. All right, here's the GFS. Rain continuing to spread into parts of the Piedmont through the day. And boy, look at the GFS really cranking the rain in North Georgia into the upstate and western North Carolina from late this afternoon and then through this evening. The rain total is really impressive in that area. And then we notice this other little low pressure developing right along the triple point. In other words, the intersection of the warm front, the cold front, and an occluded front from the north. You get an area of low pressure develop, and right near the track of that little low pressure that develops, there's going to be tremendous helicity, or tremendous turning of the winds and varying of the speed of the winds with height. And so that's why it's only going to take a little bitty bit of instability to crank some strong to severe storms tonight. All right, the front slowly moves east, and so morning rain and some storms, and then just some scattered afternoon showers lingering around tomorrow. All right, let's go to the Canadian. All right, this is the precip today. There's the precip tonight. That shade of pink is over an inch, and the deeper shade of purple is over 2 inches. And there's the precip during the day tomorrow. And notice the Canadian is still pretty extreme with this. It's very impressive with the snows it puts down from the mountains of North Carolina on up through much of the Virginias and the Ohio Valley. Eventually with this. Kind of interesting to see that as well. All right, finally the European here, and then we'll show you some rain totals. This is the precip this afternoon until 7 p.m. on the European. There's 7 p.m. to 1 a.m., 1 a.m. to 7 a.m., and 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., finally 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow. So you get the time frame of this system as it pulls through. All right, there's the excessive rainfall outlook from the HPC, and definitely the mountains, the foothills in that excessive outlook area. This is the latest run of RPM when I was cutting this video, the rain totals. And I know it's a little tough to see here. The shade of red, that's the 2-inch rain amounts. And finally the GFS, very impressive with the rain totals. So I'm going to kind of go with the general idea in the Piedmont, the I-85 corridor, a 1 to 2 inch type rain event, but I would not be shocked at all if some spots saw around 3 inches. And the 2 to 3 inch area probably in the mountains and extending down into parts of the foothills. Now, in terms of behind this system, kind of a cool day, breezy day Friday as well. Still some lingering snow showers in the mountains Friday. And highs in the Piedmont probably in the 50s. Then we're well up into the 60s Saturday. Looks like a great day. Some areas across the region might even clip 70 Saturday. A little cooler on Sunday, but still in the 60s. And then a lot of question marks next week. GFS, this is Monday, and then there is Tuesday. GFS is now the one dampening out the system early next week while the European keeps it stronger. And we're getting into the time of year where we're going to be dealing with upper air lows, and those always are tricky. Models notoriously bad with those, especially when you get beyond 2-3 days away. So there's going to be some forecast variability here over the next several weeks. So interesting time of year. If you like the weather, these cutoff lows are always kind of fun to watch and track. All right, that's it for today. Everybody stay dry and watch the severe weather threat tonight. Have a good way of hearing weather watches and warnings overnight tonight in the event they are required. We'll be here tracking them with you on News 14 Carolina as necessary, but we cannot wake you up while you're sleeping. So everybody needs to have one of those NOAA weather radios or some reliable way of hearing watches and warnings should they be needed this evening and tonight. All right, that's it. Have a great day. God bless.